Yo, what's going on, Yeet Nation? We're back with more Madden 22 action, and today we're going to be going over part 2 of the gun open flex offensive scheme. So, of course, last video we went over cover 3 and man defense. Today we're going to be blowing the roof off of a cover 2 defense. So, you guys know I thoroughly enjoy it when an opponent calls cover 2, and today I'm going to be showcasing what I do in order to beat cover 2 in open flex. Now, if you guys watch the Buffalo Bills play, and especially the Monday night game against the Tennessee Titans, which is a phenomenal game in general, but the Buffalo Bills really like open flex. And if you watch that game, and I'll probably showcase some highlights of it right here on the screen, but they specifically stayed in open flex a lot in order to use those unique route combinations that we're going to be using today in order to get the opponents open down the field. Oh, sorry, the wide receivers open down the field. So of course, we're going to be showcasing that today in some cover 2. And in last video right below me, we went over X seam. Today, we're going to be going over vertical tight end out. So right now, a standard 2 deep cover 2 look on defense. On the offensive side, we got 3 streaks, but not only do we have 3 streaks, but we have 2 streaks on the outside that go towards the sideline, and then another streak in the middle that goes towards the middle. So we got a seam streak going over, and then we got 2 outside streaks also making it happen. So of course, we know there's 2 deep with 3 streaks. One of them's got to get open, right? Especially when they all branch out together. So immediately, read number 1 is going to be DeSean Jackson going over the middle. So right now, for showcase purposes, there's going to be more hot routes and more reads, but we're going to be talking about DeSean Jackson right now. So I'm just going to block Darrell Henderson real fast, and then right across the middle of the field, we're going to give it inside precision pass, and then DeSean Jackson is going to be open across the middle. So one more time, like I mentioned, DeSean Jackson across the middle, we're going to give it inside precision pass. So right now, we're going to lead it so that that deep zone does not have the ability to make a play on DeSean Jackson. So one more time, and then we'll start developing this play. We'll start developing some reads. Just like that, just like so, and then of course it's going to be a nice easy 6. Okay, so if you do that 1 time, 2 times, you play against a good opponent, he's going to do something about it, right? He's going to take his middle linebacker, he's either going to manually guard it, or he's going to man it up across the field. So of course, that means we're going to have different reads on this play, of course. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at Cooper Kupp, and I do want to reiterate that you want to be calling this play to the wide side of the field. So of course, you want the running back, tight end, and the 2 receivers going to the wide side of the field because you want as much room as possible on this play to allow your routes to develop across the field. So of course, we're going to be taking Cooper Kupp, the circle receiver, and we're going to be putting him on a fade. So we like a fade because it gets an outside release, and it allows us to have room down the sideline to get a rack catch animation, and then of course take it for 6 in itself. And we're going to keep Higbee on his out because one, we need a route going across to the sideline to bring down those zones to allow us to hit the over the top streaks, which means we have kind of flexibility to put Darrell Henderson Jr., the triangle running back, on whichever route that we possibly want. I kind of like a hitch because it gives me something over the middle, and if the middle linebacker or the user happens to go play the streak, well, then there's an open vicinity in the middle of the field for the hitch to really get checked down to and then dumped off and then go to the middle of the field. So of course, the Robert Woods streak is kind of more of a distraction, just kind of there for now to push the opposite zone down. But of course, Cooper Kupp is going to be read number 2. And then of course that out route brings that zone down. And then if as long as you have a speedy receiver, that's going to be a nice easy 6. We set up the play one more time. Just like so, we'll go rack catch it. And then of course, that's an easy 6. For the second time, I'm just going to run out of bounds. So I want to showcase the running back hitch route real fast. So to signify it, I'm going to be manning up the middle linebacker to the slot receiver to signify the user taking that seam streak away from us. So we're going to call hike. And then as you guys could see that there is an open spot in the middle of the field. And then of course, it's up to you to get sticky with it across this field in order to pick up as much yards as possible. But of course, when you're calling this play, you're definitely looking to take shots down the field. Of course, you want to spend the first play to see that if he adjusted his zone drops, to see if he pushed them ridiculously back to make sure that you're unable to hit the sidelines. And of course, if he does that, then you're going to check underneath. But right now for this play, for the sake of this play, I already know that it's not going to, meaning that I can easily hit Cooper Kupp down the sideline. So now what I did is I manually adjusted the cloud flat zone drops to about 30 to signify what a good opponent is going to do, right? You hit the seam streak once, he's going to manually guard it. You hit the sideline a couple times, guess what? He's going to change his zone drop. So what you got to do is now have check downs underneath across the sideline to make sure the opponent can't keep his zone drops up that high, or else you're just going to keep getting free check downs underneath. So of course, we're going to keep Higbee on his out route, and we have the opportunity to put Darrell Henderson on an out route to the opposite side. If you want to keep him on a hitch, that's perfectly fine. If you want to put him on a wheel route, you definitely can. But of course, if you're going to do that, then I recommend motioning him to the other side so that you can have different route combinations going on to the opposite side of the field, or you can just keep him on this regular flat out going to the opposite side of the field. So of course, you know, to signify it, you're going to see that the opposite corners, they're going to play very deep down the field, allowing you to really check it down. So just like that, you're going to see it. They're not going to really drop down. And then of course, boom, we're able to hit Higbee and then pick up an easy 15 yards. So unfortunately, if I am talking really fast, I'm just trying to go over a lot of information in a short time to not waste your time. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section down below, and I will go over as much as I possibly can if need be. So of course, you guys see those zone drops, they're just kind of going really down across the field, making it so we're not going to be able to hit that sideline shot. And of course, we are definitely assuming that the middle linebacker or the user is taking away that seam streak. So of course, you know, we're definitely relying on checkdowns a little bit to make sure and ensure our opponent can't keep those zone drops that far backed up. So of course, I'll showcase it one more time, and then until you guys get the gist, you know, if he does it to one side and he starts cheating one way, go to the other side with Darrell Henderson. And of course, when he starts manning up, all you have to do realistically is just kind of switch them, right? You could put Higbee on the opposite side and then put Darrell Henderson on the opposite side. And then of course, you could do the same thing, but you know, the opponent now doesn't know exactly what you're doing. Or you could put Higbee on the little hitch, or just like that, and then Henderson on the out. You have free reign and free creativity to do whatever you like in this offense. And especially because the tight end is in a running back spot, he has running back hot routes. You could put a tight end on a wheel route. You typically are unable to do that in any type of offensive formation with a tight end on the field. You could put him on a check and release. You can't really put a tight end on a check and release on any type of play. You could put him on a delay fade, yes, but a check and release is a little bit more unique and something the opponent is not going to be looking for. And of course, you could do out rights, out left. You could do swings. Typically, you know, of course, if you would like to use them, you could put them on option routes, just like that. And of course, you know, you just get uniqueness in this formation that you wouldn't typically get when you call a specific different type of gun offense. So of course, we're going to go back to what we originally had and go something like this. And then of course, we're going to keep reading our play one more time. And we're just going to hit the tight end real fast on the check down, put our head down and pick up as much as we possibly can. So say your opponent doesn't necessarily have zone drops on, but for some odd reason, the cornerback is not respecting Higbee's out. What you're going to do is motion him, and you're going to create a little bit of a trips, and then you're going to put Higbee on a flat. So yes, you're sacrificing Higbee's route as of right now, but what you're doing is ensuring that cornerback drops down properly for you to hit Cub down the sideline. So you're more than willing to sacrifice Higbee on his route to ensure yourself the ability to hit the sideline down the field. So of course, we'll showcase it right now. You're going to see he's going to play the streak, and then finally Higbee gets his attention and then of course drops down, allowing you to hit Cup across the sideline. So of course you want to do that, and if he does have his zone drops enabled to 25 to 30, you could still hit Higbee across the sideline and the check down and then go upfield, but it's definitely not as lucrative and it's a little bit more telegraphed. But sometimes when you want to hit that sideline, you got to ensure the cornerback drops down, and I showcased that right there. So what you can do also is put Higbee on a flat like that. We'll put Cub back on his fade, and you can put Henderson on a wheel, and then Higbee will serve as a lead block. So another unique route combination you could do, boom, and then he'll lead block for you, and then you go down the sideline. So you could have infinite amount of creativity on this offense to kind of do whatever you'd really like. So this is why I like it a lot. It's why the Buffalo Bills use it. So hey, maybe the Buffalo Bills watched my video and then Josh Allen was like, hey, I could use this also. So I mean, of course, you know, I don't know exactly who watches my videos, but you know, I'm gonna take credit for the Buffalo Bills success when it comes to it. So of course, that's gonna be wrapping up this play. and this offensive cover 2, of course. And of course, that's going to have to wrap up this episode. If you guys want to see the goal line beater that I have in my back pocket in order to ensure easy touchdowns, especially when you get to the red zone, to the goal line, I know that gets extremely difficult to score in those scenarios. You're going to have to drop a like, and we're going to have to get to 30. I know in last video I said that, and right now I think we're in the mid 20s, but hey, we got to get to 30. 30 is the magic number. But other than that, hey, good luck everybody.